concerns regarding the initial wiring plan are valid. Installing polyvinyl chloride, or PVC, under the slab as a raceway for electrical metallic tubing, or IMT, and then connecting EMT from the PVC to the home run is not a suitable method for establishing a receptacle network in patient care areas within a medical facility. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, stipulates that all electrical systems within patient care areas must adhere to Article 517. Patient care areas encompass spaces designated for patient examination, diagnosis, or treatment. Wiring and cabling within these zones must align with Section 517.13 of the NEC. Section 517.13 mandates that electrical raceways in patient care areas must be grounded, following the guidelines outlined in Article 250 of the NEC. Addressing grounding requirements for medical equipment, it is essential that such equipment is linked to a hospital-grade grounding system, which ensures a low impedance pathway between the equipment frame and the equipment grounding conductor. Considering the properties of raceways, PVC raceways are non-conductive, which means that they cannot be used as a grounding mechanism for equipment. In contrast, EMT conduit, being rigid metal conduit, is acceptable for equipment grounding purposes, provided it is adequately bonded and linked to the hospital-grade grounding system. To establish a suitable receptacle network in patient care areas, consider the following steps. Firstly, install EMT conduit from the home run to the pony wall. Secondly, bond the EMT conduit to the hospital-grade grounding system. Thirdly, install medical-grade metal-clad, or MC, cable within the EMT conduit. By adhering to this methodology, several critical objectives are achieved. The raceways are effectively grounded. Medical equipment receives proper grounding. Patient care areas become safer and fully compliant with NEC standards. Delving deeper into the NEC requirements, Article 517 specifically addresses healthcare facilities. This article provides detailed regulations for electrical installations in hospitals, nursing homes, clinics, and other healthcare settings. The primary goal of Article 517 is to minimize electrical hazards and ensure patient safety. Section 517.13, mentioned earlier, is a crucial part of Article 517. It focuses on grounding and bonding in patient care areas. The NEC defines two types of patient care areas: general care areas and critical care areas. Critical care areas, such as intensive care units, or ICUs, have more stringent requirements than general care areas. For example, in critical care areas, the NEC requires isolated power systems to further reduce the risk of electrical shock. Isolated power systems use a special transformer to isolate the electrical supply from ground. This means that a single fault to ground will not create a dangerous electrical current. Understanding grounding and bonding is essential for electrical safety in any environment, but it is especially important in healthcare facilities. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source. This helps to trip circuit breakers or fuses quickly, preventing electrical shock hazards. Bonding is the process of connecting all metal parts of the electrical system together. This ensures that all metal parts are at the same electrical potential, reducing the risk of electric shock. In patient care areas, the NEC requires that all metal parts of the electrical system, including raceways, conduit, and equipment enclosures, be bonded together. This creates a very low impedance path for fault current, further enhancing safety. The use of medical-grade MC cable is another important safety measure. Medical-grade MC cable has a green insulated grounding conductor and an overall jacket that provides additional protection against physical damage and electrical noise. When installing EMT conduit, it is crucial to use proper fittings and connectors. All fittings and connectors must be listed for use with EMT conduit and must be properly tightened to ensure a good electrical connection. It is also important to avoid sharp bends in the EMT conduit, as this can damage the cable and reduce its current carrying capacity. The hospital-grade grounding system typically consists of a network of copper conductors that are connected to a grounding electrode system. The grounding electrode system must meet the requirements of Article 250 of the NEC and must be properly sized to handle the available fault current. In addition to the NEC requirements, many healthcare facilities have their own internal electrical safety standards. These standards may be more stringent than the NEC requirements and must be followed to ensure patient safety. It is essential to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or healthcare facility safety officer to ensure that all electrical installations in patient care areas meet the applicable requirements. When working with electrical systems in healthcare facilities, it is important to use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE. This includes insulated gloves, safety glasses, and hearing protection. It is also important to follow lockout-tagout procedures to de-energize equipment before working on it. Lockout-tagout procedures involve disconnecting the power supply to the equipment and placing a lock and tag on the disconnect switch to prevent accidental re-energization. Regular inspections and testing of electrical systems in patient care areas are essential to ensure continued safety and compliance. These inspections and tests should be performed by qualified electrical personnel and should include visual inspections, ground impedance testing, and insulation resistance testing. Any deficiencies identified during these inspections and tests should be corrected promptly. Continuing education is also important for electrical personnel working in healthcare facilities. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and it is essential to stay current with the latest requirements. There are many training courses and seminars available that can help electrical personnel stay up to date on the latest electrical safety standards. In summary, providing a safe and reliable electrical system in patient care areas requires careful planning, proper installation techniques, and ongoing maintenance. By following the NEC requirements and adhering to healthcare facility safety standards, electrical personnel can help to minimize electrical hazards and ensure patient safety. The initial plan to use PVC conduit under the slab is problematic for several reasons. Firstly, PVC is a non-conductive material and therefore cannot serve as a grounding conductor. The NEC requires that all metal raceways and enclosures be grounded to provide a path for fault current to return to the source, thereby tripping the overcurrent protection device such as a circuit breaker or fuse. Secondly, running EMT conduit inside PVC conduit does not provide a reliable grounding path. While EMT is a metallic conduit and can be used for grounding, it must be properly bonded to the grounding system. Simply running it inside PVC conduit does not ensure a continuous and low impedance grounding path. Thirdly, the use of PVC conduit in this application may not be permitted by the NEC. Section 300.3 C of the NEC states that metal raceways, cable armor, and other metal enclosures shall be metallically joined together into a continuous electrical conductor and shall be so connected as to provide electrical continuity. This requirement is intended to ensure that there is a continuous grounding path throughout the electrical system. The correct approach is to install EMT conduit directly from the electrical panel to the pony wall, ensuring that all EMT fittings and connectors are properly tightened and that the EMT conduit is bonded to the grounding system at both ends. This will provide a continuous and low impedance grounding path, which is essential for electrical safety. In addition to the EMT conduit, it is also important to use medical-grade MC cable for the branch circuits that supply power to the receptacles in the patient care areas. Medical-grade MC cable has a green insulated grounding conductor and an overall jacket that provides additional protection against physical damage and electrical noise. The grounding conductor in the MC cable should be connected to the grounding terminal in the receptacle and to the grounding bus in the electrical panel. This will provide a redundant grounding path, which is especially important in patient care areas. It is also important to ensure that all receptacles in the patient care areas are hospital-grade receptacles. Hospital-grade receptacles are designed to withstand the rigors of the healthcare environment and have a stronger grip on the plug, which reduces the risk of accidental disconnections. Furthermore, these receptacles undergo more rigorous testing and certification processes to ensure their reliability and safety in healthcare settings. The NEC also requires that all electrical equipment in patient care areas be listed for use in healthcare facilities. This means that the equipment has been tested and certified by a recognized testing laboratory such as Underwriters Laboratories, or to ensure that it meets the applicable safety standards. The listing mark will be visible on the equipment. Proper grounding and bonding are critical for electrical safety in healthcare facilities. A properly grounded and bonded electrical system will help to protect patients, staff, and visitors from electrical shock hazards. Regular inspections and testing of the electrical system are essential to ensure that it is properly grounded and bonded. The NEC provides detailed requirements for grounding and bonding in Article 250. Article 250 covers topics such as grounding electrode systems, equipment grounding conductors, and bonding of metal parts. It is important to be familiar with the requirements of Article 250 to ensure that the electrical system is properly grounded and bonded. In addition to the NEC requirements, healthcare facilities may also have their own internal electrical safety standards. These standards may be more stringent than the NEC requirements and must be followed to ensure patient safety. It is essential to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or healthcare facility safety officer to ensure that all electrical installations in patient care areas meet the applicable requirements. When working with electrical systems in healthcare facilities, it is important to use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE. This includes insulated gloves, safety glasses, and hearing protection. It is also important to follow lockout-tagout procedures to de-energize equipment before working on it. The NEC and other applicable standards provide a comprehensive framework for electrical safety in healthcare facilities. By following these standards and using qualified electrical personnel, healthcare facilities can minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure patient safety. It is crucial to prioritize safety and compliance in all electrical work within healthcare environments. Failure to adhere to these regulations can have serious consequences, including electrical shock, equipment failure, and even fire. Therefore, it is imperative to stay informed about the latest NEC updates and best practices for electrical safety in healthcare facilities. Consider the specific requirements for isolated power systems in critical care areas. These systems are designed to prevent electrical shock hazards by isolating the electrical supply from ground. In an isolated power system, a single fault to ground will not create a dangerous electrical current, as the system is not referenced to ground. However, a second fault to ground will create a short circuit, which will trip the overcurrent protection device. Isolated power systems require special monitoring equipment to detect ground faults. This equipment will typically sound an alarm when a ground fault is detected, allowing personnel to take corrective action before a hazardous condition develops. It is essential to have a thorough understanding of isolated power systems to properly install, maintain, and troubleshoot them. Also consider the requirements for essential electrical systems in healthcare facilities. Essential electrical systems are designed to provide backup power to critical equipment and systems in the event of a power outage. These systems typically include generators, automatic transfer switches, and uninterruptible power supplies, or UPSs. The NEC requires that essential electrical systems be designed and installed to meet specific performance criteria. For example, the generator must be able to start and assume the load within a specified time frame, and the UPS must be able to provide power for a specified duration. Regular testing and maintenance of essential electrical systems are crucial to ensure their reliability. This includes testing the generator under load, inspecting the automatic transfer switch, and replacing batteries in the UPS. The design and installation of essential electrical systems should be performed by qualified electrical engineers and contractors with experience in healthcare facilities. A comprehensive understanding of emergency power systems is essential for maintaining a safe and reliable electrical environment in healthcare settings. Furthermore, be aware of the specific requirements for wiring methods in patient care areas. The NEC restricts the types of wiring methods that can be used in these areas to minimize the risk of electrical hazards. For example, flexible metal conduit, or FMC, is generally not permitted in patient care areas, as it does not provide a reliable grounding path. The preferred wiring methods are ENT conduit and NC cable, as these provide a continuous and low-impedance grounding path. All wiring must be installed in accordance with the NEC and must be properly supported and secured. It is also important to avoid running wiring through areas where it could be subject to physical damage. The selection of appropriate wiring methods is crucial for ensuring electrical safety in patient care areas. Remember the importance of proper labeling and identification of electrical equipment in healthcare facilities. All electrical panels, disconnect switches, and other equipment must be clearly labeled to indicate their function and the areas they serve. This helps to prevent confusion and ensures that personnel can quickly locate and isolate equipment in the event of an emergency. Labeling must be durable and legible and must comply with the requirements of the NEC. A well-labeled electrical system is essential for safe and efficient operation of the healthcare facility. The original advice to install PVC conduit under the slab and then transition to EMT conduit for the home run is not a code-compliant or safe practice for patient care areas. This method introduces several critical flaws in the grounding pathway which are unacceptable in such sensitive environments. The primary concern is the lack of a continuous, low-impedance ground path. PVC conduit is a non-conductive material and cannot provide a ground. While EMT can serve as a grounding conductor, its effectiveness is compromised when run through PVC, breaking the necessary metallic continuity back to the source. The correct and code-compliant method involves using EMT conduit for the entire run, ensuring all connections are properly tightened and bonded to establish a reliable ground path. Additionally, medical-grade MC cable should be installed within the EMT conduit, providing an insulated grounding conductor for added safety and redundancy. This approach ensures that all metal components are effectively grounded, minimizing the risk of electrical shock and complying with stringent NEC requirements for healthcare facilities. In addition to following the NEC, consulting with a qualified electrical engineer and adhering to any specific local or healthcare facility standards are crucial steps to ensure a safe and code-compliant electrical system in patient care areas.